To simplify the study of chemistry, elements are classified and arranged in a table called periodic table. The modern periodic table, which is known as long form of periodic table, is based on atomic numbers. Here the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic numbers. And the story behind it we will be speaking shortly. The elements which are placed in families, otherwise known as groups, that is vertical columns in the long form of periodic table, have marked similarities because of the way the electrons are arranged in atoms around the central portion. The number of electrons an atom has is equal to the atomic number represented by Z. The atomic number was originally discovered by Moseley, though it mainly talks about the positive charged particles present in the center of atom called nucleus. The atomic number nevertheless is equal to number of electrons in neutral atom. By chance, if any atom gains extra electrons, it gets minus charge known as negative ion. If it happens to lose electrons, then it gets plus charge called cation. Now let us explore further. Chemistry talks about matter, and matter is made up of with materials. Materials are made up of with different types of simple substances. The simplest form of matter, as you know, is called as an element, and there are around 118 known elements as of now. As you know, the element is the simplest form of matter, usually made up of with atoms of similar kind. I would say same atomic number. You know that atomic number represents the number of positively charged particles in the center of atom known as nucleus. The idea of classifying the elements and organizing them into a table form was developed over a period of time in the hands of Dobereiner, Newlands, Mendeleev, Lothar Meyer, and so on. In the long form of periodic table, all the elements are arranged in this horizontal rows. You know, this horizontal row is a period and there are 7 periods. This vertical column is called group. Here this group, all elements in this group within a family, I can say, have similarities. Why the elements show marked similarities? Why lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium show many similarities, like beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium of second group show similarities. Like that, we organized all the elements into 18 groups or 18 families. In this, at this point of time, we will be exploring why the elements show marked similarities within a family. Say 13th group, we say boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. Notice the reason why the elements show marked similarities within a group appears to be due to the fact that all elements within a family, say if you look at carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, 14th group, that we call it as the 14th group. All these elements have similarity in the way the electrons are arranged in the outermost level. In this video, we are trying to learn how to write the electronic configuration, why the elements within a particular group show marked similarities in the properties. That's what we are going to explore now. A brief lecture. I am not going to finer details, but at the end of this lecture in 10 minutes, you will be able to write the way electrons are arranged in atoms. To write the electronic configuration, we need to know atomic number of an element. Say carbon, atomic number is 6. Boron, atomic number is 5. Iron, atomic number is 26. All these atomic numbers indicate how many positively charged particles are there in the center of an atom called nucleus. In chemical reactions between different elements and atoms, the positively charged protons are never involved. It is found that only the electrons are involved. electrons are negatively charged particles arranged around the nucleus. The electrons are arranged in different levels. The level which is very close to the nucleus is represented by something called a principal quantum number. Principal quantum number that tells in which level electron is there. The level which is very close to nucleus has electrons with lowest energy. It is found that as you are going away from nucleus, the energy of the electron associated with levels increase. It means the first level we call as K level, L level, M level, N level. Electrons in N level have higher energy than electrons in M level, so on. Now, it has been found that actually the electron exists in a three-dimensional space. The space where there is maximum probability and possibility of finding an electron is called orbital. The level 1 has only one type of orbitals called 1s orbitals. Level 2 has two types of orbitals, that is 2s orbital and a set of three 2p orbitals. I call them as x, 2p, y, 2p, z. So also level 3 has three types of orbitals, 3s, a set of three 3p orbitals, a set of five 3d orbitals. In this set, all these orbitals, electrons have identical energy. Hence, the set of all five 3d orbitals are said to be 5-fold degenerate. Similarly, 3p orbitals are 3-fold degenerate. Similarly, level 4 has 4s orbital and 3 4p orbitals and 5 4d orbitals and 7 4f orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4f orbital. Similarly, you can guess if there is a fifth level. Fifth level have five types of orbitals: 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f. 5f will be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 5g, which will be 9. Right? I am not bothered about this 5g. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5g orbitals are 9. Let us not worried about actually this g and all. At the moment, let us see. To write the electronic configuration, you should know basic ideas like the electrons always first go to the orbitals which have lowest energy. The energy of any orbital, now let us see what type of orbitals we have considered so far in the different levels. 1s orbital, 2s, 2p orbital set, that is 3, 3s, 3p set of 3 and 3d set of 5, 4s, 4p, 3, 4d, 5 and 4f, 7. Let us consider only this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For our beauty's sake, okay, we can also write 5s. 5s is only 1, always s is only 1. 5p, 5d, 5f. You can also think of 5g. We don't have space, we don't have to worry. 6s, 6p, 6d, so on. Now our idea is how to write the electrons, how the electrons are arranged in these levels. The main energy level where electron is supposed to exist is indicated by principal quantum number, we already said, represented by n. The type of three-dimensional space where electron can exist is called orbital. Orbital is represented by something called L, azimuthal quantum number. If L value is 0, it is s orbital. If L value is 0 means s orbital. Whether it is 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, any s orbital L value is 0. If L value is 1, it is p orbital. It can be 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p, any damn p orbital. Orbital set. If L value is 2, that is a d orbital. That can be any of these d orbitals out of 5, any one. It can be 3d or it can be 4d, it can be 5d, it can be 6d, anything. You understand? So for every type of or every set of orbitals, the L value is unique. If you say L is 0, always it is s orbital. If you say L is 1, it is always p orbital. If you say L is 2, it is always d orbital, so on. Now, how to write the electronic arrangement in atoms? Before you write, you should remember all the 5 orbitals in the 3D set have essentially same energy. I call them as degenerate. All the p orbitals in level 3, say 3p, have same energy. I call them as degenerate. Similarly, 2p, all the 3 have same energy. I call them as degenerate. A set of orbitals with the same n and L value have same energy. For example, 2p, this orbital, this orbital, this orbital, n value is 2 because 2 energy level. L value is definitely 1 for this or this or this. The orbitals which have exactly same n and L values, the set have same energy orbitals, degenerate. Now the rule of the game is, in any one particular orbital, there can be maximum of 2 electrons. That is first rule. That is called Pauli's principle. Okay, any damn orbital can take maximum 2 electrons. Next rule is, in a degenerate orbitals, if you are putting electrons, though each orbital can take maximum 2, when you are filling the orbitals with electrons, in degenerate orbitals you should put one electron with the same direction of spin. After putting one in each degenerate orbital, then only you try to pair up. Electrons cannot be paired unless all the degenerate orbitals are half filled with one electron. For example, if you want to pair up an electron in a d orbitals, first you should write 5 electrons with a parallel spin, we call. After writing 5, the 6th electron you can pair. Okay. Where you are writing electrons in a degenerate orbital, you need not have to start here, you can start anywhere. But rule is, you can't pair up unless all fellows have one electron. If you know this rule, you can write the electronic configuration of any element. Suppose you want to write the electronic configuration of carbon 6. Remember, the electrons go into low energy orbitals first, then only electron go to high energy orbitals. This rule is Aufbau principle. In any orbital, you can't put more than 2 electrons, maximum 2. That is Pauli's principle. In a set of degenerate orbitals, you should not pair up electrons unless each configuration of carbon atomic number 6. You can write it as 1s2 lowest energy orbital, then 2s2, then 2p orbitals 3. So you are left with only 2 electrons, so it is 2p2. Notice that this carbon configuration now we are writing as 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. It means it has 2 unpaired electrons, so it is weakly attracted by external magnetic field. The atoms show what is called paramagnetism. If it is not having such unpaired electrons, then it will be repelled by external magnetic field. Such atoms show diamagnetism. Okay. And if the material is all atoms magnetic behavior joins together, and if that is going to be strongly attracted by magnet, it is called ferromagnetism, as you see in the case of iron, cobalt, nickel, etc.